Are you having a hard time changing your eating habits and you're looking for a super simple way to lose weight without dieting? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome back to the JoLynn Braley Show. This is episode number 357. Today's topic, 3 of the simplest ways to lose weight without dieting. Hello, welcome back to the JoLynn Braley Show, or if this is your first time tuning in, welcome. My name is JoLynn Braley, permanent weight loss coach, weight loss mindset expert, and founder of the Inner Self Diet. The Inner Self Diet is the diet for your mind. The Inner Self Diet is the most important diet there is. It's not a food diet. Why is the diet for your mind the most important diet there is? Because your mind is your own personal supercomputer, which is where all weight loss begins and ends. If you can't get started losing weight, it's because of your mindset. If you're not able to continue on a healthy eating plan, it's because of your mindset. If you are not able to get all the way to your goal weight and stay there, it's because of your mindset. Now, of course, there are physical, chemical issues and reactions and addictions that go on in the physical human body when you eat highly processed foods that are high in sugar, sodium, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, additives, preservatives, all of these different kinds of chemicals, some you've never even heard of before, and you could never figure out what they are by reading the ingredients label. You would need to Google them and then Google again and Google again and Google again to try to get to the bottom of what those ingredients really are. And those chemicals do cause a reaction in the body. Sugar has been studied to light up the brain in the same place that cocaine does, and it's even more addictive than cocaine. So there is that side of the story. However, you can get that stuff processed out of your system, cleaned out of your system. And I don't mean doing a cleanse. I mean just stop eating all that stuff. Eat only whole, healthy foods. And after only 3 days, you'll have that stuff out of your system. And of course, that means that you're not drinking alcohol. You're not drinking sugar, right? Alcohol is liquid sugar. And you're not drinking Coke, Sprite, all those kinds of things. You're just drinking water or black tea, black coffee, right? So the point is that you can get that addictive quality on the physical side of things out of your system in 3 days. But you know what's even more addictive is the emotional addiction and the mental addiction. All right? Those are the really huge, heavy, serious, complex problems. That's why I do the awesome coaching that I do with my awesome coaching clients I love in the Inner Self Diet. They rock. Now today, what I'm here to share with you are 3 of the simplest ways to lose weight without dieting. And these are all focused on the physical. These are not about mindset. Mindset is what I do with my coaching clients in the Inner Self Diet. I think I just said that like 30 seconds ago, didn't I? So I'm repeating myself. But yeah, we're here to talk about 3 physical steps that you can do, and you could do them today. You could start immediately, and these are ways to lose weight without dieting. Before we do that, I have a free download of my top 21 practical weight loss tips that actually work. And you can get that by going over to www.21practicalweightlosstips.com. www.21practicalweightlosstips.com is totally free. That's for you. If you're a little bit frustrated and fed up with these silly diet tips out there that never get you anywhere, you know, the things like, oh, just sprinkle cinnamon in your coffee and it will melt away the pounds. Really? Have you ever had success with that? All right, so if you want my 21 top weight loss tips that actually work, go over to www.21practicalweightlosstips.com. All right, so 3 super simple ways to lose weight without dieting. Number 1. Oh, I just remembered something else I need to tell you. If you search in the JoLynn Braley Show for episode number 160, that episode I gave you my ultra simplest weight loss tip ever. Now that's different than what I'm going to give you here. You might want to listen to that one first. And if you're not willing to do that one, that's in episode 160. If you're not willing to do what I share with you, that super most ultra simplest weight loss tip ever, then you can do what I'm about to give you right here. But it would be good if you listened to 160 because it's just so simple. And most people don't think about that because it's so easy to be caught in the drama and the addiction, and not just food addiction, but the emotional addiction and the self-image addiction. There's a lot of addictions going on. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about all that right now because that's not what this podcast today is about. What's the first of the 3 super simple ways to lose weight without dieting? Cut all of your portions in half. This is especially great if you're an American. More than likely, you're not listening to this from mainland Europe because they don't really have a weight problem over there. They really don't. Here in America, it's the land of the free, the home of the brave, and the communities of the obese, unfortunately. And one of the issues in America is the portion sizes are way, way, way too big. So if you are having a challenge getting off of that highly addictive processed food, then you can start by just cutting all of your portions in half, and you only eat half. And then you could put the other half away, heat it up later once you're physically hungry, and go about things like that. My mom lost weight doing this. Why not you? She did this once many years ago. And it will work over time if you stick with it. This is not a fast weight loss cure. None of these things that I'm sharing with you here are. But this is how you can lose weight without dieting if you're willing to stick with it. All right. Now, you really need to make sure that you're eating only when physically hungry and you stop eating when you're physically full, because any food that you put in your mouth when your stomach is not ready for it, when you're not hungry, it'll get stored as fat. Now that presents another problem, several problems, because binge eating and emotional eating are not about physical hunger. Okay? But that's not what this podcast is about today. So if you are able and willing to eat only when you're physically hungry, stop when you're physically full, and cut all of your portions in half, then if you stick with that, you can lose weight. That was really 2 tips there, because the one is massive about eating only when you're physically hungry, but I'm still going to give you 2 more, okay? Second, super, super, super simple way to lose weight without dieting: chew every bite 30 times. What this will do is it will give your brain time to get the message that your stomach is full. This will work if you do it. Okay, so first, eat only when you're physically hungry, cut the portion in half, and then chew every bite 30 times to give your brain and your stomach time to sync up. Really, it takes only a small amount of food to take away your physical hunger. And that really is the purpose of us humans needing to eat. It's not supposed to be a sport. It's not supposed to be our fun in life. It's not supposed to be the way to feel better when you feel depressed so that you can get high off the chemicals. And hey, I understand because I've been there in all these situations before. But you got to learn new ways of living your life instead of using food as a crutch. All right? The third super, super simple way to lose weight without dieting: make sure that you are getting at least 8 hours of deep, restful, full, complete sleep each night. Super simple. Unless that is a challenge for you. I've had several coaching clients who they were getting maybe 5 hours of sleep at night, and that's not going to work. Okay? And then that goes into, when I'm working with my coaching clients, that gets into the thoughts and the beliefs that are stopping them. And there's a lot of other complex things going on. It's not just about getting to bed on time. There's other things that are intersecting with this whole web. Imagine, did you ever see Charlotte's Web and the little pig and, you know, the spider and this intricate web? That's like this entire weight loss problem. And you could almost say that the little pig is the overweight, and that's just a symptom. The weight on your body is not the problem. The weight on your body is a symptom of what's going on in that entire web. And that little pig was so cute. And it's not the problem. That cute little pink piggy, you know? That's, if that were representing the extra fat on your body, whether it's an extra 5 pounds or an extra 50 pounds, whatever it is, that's only a symptom of a complex problem that intersects every area of your life. And what you want to do is you want to go to the middle of that web and heal that, because that touches all of the rest of the web. And then all the rest of it is impacted positively when you heal what's in the middle. And then the weight starts to come off. So that's a result of the inner self diet. What I'm sharing with you here, though, just to reiterate, these are 3 simple physical steps that you can take immediately. And you can start on your weight loss path without dieting. These steps don't require you to change what you're eating. Now, keep in mind that the fastest way to release extra fat from the body is to get off of all processed foods and eat only whole foods. Use portion control, get your metabolism up. That's another subject. And these tips I gave you here, these are not about doing that. These are about, you know, if you're still going to eat the Doritos and the ice cream and all that stuff, well, make sure that you are eating only when you're physically hungry. Chew every bite 30 times. Cut all portions in half. Stop eating when you're physically full. Make sure that you're getting at least 8 hours of deep, restful sleep. That not the kind of sleep where, okay, you go to bed and then 8 hours later you get up, but during that time you're tossing and turning, You get up a couple times, you wander around, you go to the fridge, you're anxious, you're worried, you're living in fear, and then you go back to bed, and then you lay there sweating because of all of your worries. That's not what I mean. I mean, you go to bed, you have a deep, restful, fully deep sleep, and you get at least 8 hours. Okay? Now, it's better if you know how you function the best. I know for myself, I function best on 9 hours a night. But make sure that you get at least 8. Otherwise, the body cannot easily release the fat. There's science behind this. There's research. There are certain rules that the human body operates under, and if you follow those rules, the weight will come off of your body pretty quickly and quite easily. All right. And one of them is you got to make sure you get enough sleep, and it's deep, restful sleep. Another one is if you just get off of all the processed foods, you eat only whole, healthy foods, portion control, always eat a protein with every meal or snack. Another is you've got to be drinking the water. You know, I drink 100 ounces a day. So there's several things that are included in a healthy lifestyle, but again, these 3 simple ways I gave you here today in this podcast, these are ways that you can lose weight over time. You're not dieting, and eventually the weight will be coming off. And these would be especially good for you if you have a resistance to following a structured eating plan. But even with this here, there's still structure to it. There are still rules, right? If you're going to chew every bite 30 times, then that's a structure. Okay? You're never going to get the weight off and keep it off by eating as much as you want, mass quantities, any kind of food you want, any time of day, for any reason at all. It just doesn't work with the physical human body. If you don't like hearing that, that's okay. It's not going to change anything because I have a human body. I don't make the rules. None of us make these rules. Part of the reason that there is such an obesity epidemic in the United States is because of all of the crappy, fake, processed food that makes the body blow up. That's a fact. The bigger problems are the problems with the self-doubt, the self-confidence, the low self-esteem, all of the issues that come along with the overweight and obesity problems with living in a body like that, and especially the longer you go on. But again, today's topic is not about any of those core issues. So you can grab pen and paper if you want to get the very most out of today's free weight loss podcast. I have some questions that you can ask yourself to gain even more clarity on your own situation. Before we do that, as a reminder, you can download all 21 of my top weight loss tips. These are practical weight loss tips that actually work. You can get those now at www.21practicalweightlosstips.com. 21practicalweightlosstips.com. You can grab those now. Couple questions to ask yourself. Write each question down pen on paper. You will get the connection between your head, hand, and heart when you write pen on paper. You cannot get that connection typing on a keyboard. You don't get any connection just listening to me talk. If you don't want to write pen on paper, awesome. It's all up to you. You are the one who gets to make all of the choices for your own life, your own body, and then you get to get excited about the consequences, about the outcomes, about the results. If you don't like the results you're getting, do something different to get new results. If you like the results you're getting, keep doing what you're doing. Just keep repeating over and over and over and over again so that you keep getting the results that you love for yourself. All right, so if you do want to gain more insight into yourself, then you can pause this podcast to write each of these questions down and then write your answers down to the questions that I'm going to give you and then see what you come up with. First question, what are all the negative thoughts that have come up for me? You're asking yourself this, right? What are all the negative thoughts that have come up for me when I have just heard these 3 super simple ways to lose weight without dieting? So I heard these ways that I can take action with right now to lose weight without dieting. And I imagine myself doing these. And so what are all the negative thoughts and all the fears and all the worries and the doubts that are coming up for me right now when I'm imagining myself actually doing these steps? Number 2 question, am I going to be able to take action with these steps as long as I have all of these negative doubts, fears, worries, negativity, resistance? What's going to happen? What's my outcome going to be? Number 3 question, do I really want to take action now to begin on a path where I can lose weight without dieting? And if I say no to that, why? Do I have an impatience problem? What is going on? And that probably should have come up in that first question in your answers. Number 4 question, what is my biggest challenge that's standing in my way of getting this weight off and keeping it off? What is it? Write it down. Now, keep in mind, you can only do your best with all of these questions. You can't see your own blind spots. There's just no way. And if you work with a coach and you're willing to be coached, which you wouldn't get coaching if you weren't willing to be coached, right? If that coach is brave enough to share with you what she can see that you can't see, then she can help you get beyond your blind spots that you can't see. Right now, all you can do is answer these questions to the best of your ability, and at least by answering these, writing all these down pen on paper, you're giving yourself a whole lot more clarity than you had 10 minutes ago. You're also giving yourself a huge gift because when you sit down, both feet flat on the floor, distraction-free, you're writing pen on paper, now you're out of the anxiety, out of the worry, out of the fear, out of the doubts, out of all that spinning in your head, and you're forcing yourself to get present and spend some time just with you. Isn't that awesome? Because I hope that you enjoy your own company. If you don't enjoy your own company, then that would be a topic for another podcast because that's a reason why there are a lot of folks stuffing themselves with food because they don't like themselves and they're trying to get away from themselves. But how do you do that, really? Well, as soon as I said that, there are many ways that people are attempting to do that. Not just with food, but also with drugs, also with alcohol, with overworking, all kinds of things. TV, internet, all kinds of stuff. Okay, what question are we on now? Number 5? All right. Where could I be 1 year from now if I were to take action immediately to get on a healthier path. Not just for my body, but also for my mind, because my mind is 92.8% of the puzzle piece. It's 92.8% of what is missing if you know exactly what you need to do to lose weight, but you're not doing it. That tells you right there you don't have the right mindset, and you got to get that if you want to stop struggling with your eating and your weight. All right? Does that make sense? If anything on today's free weight loss podcast does not make sense, go over to my Facebook page. It's totally free. Facebook.com/JoLynn Braley. Like the page. Click that little check mark so that you sign up for notifications whenever I post something new or if I go live. And tell me that you were listening to episode number 357 of the JoLynn Braley Show. Tell me in your comment what I said that wasn't clear or it didn't make sense to you, and I would be ecstatic to do a follow-up podcast on that. That would be awesome. You can do that on my Facebook page, facebook.com/JoLynn Braley. Great. Well, that's all I have for you today. Now, keep in mind that these 3 simple steps that I gave you, they are extremely simple, and they will be extremely simple for you to do if you already have a weight loss mindset. And if you do have a weight loss mindset, you won't sabotage yourself. You won't go into emotional eating. You won't go into binge eating. You won't procrastinate. You won't put off doing what is going to get you closer and closer and closer to your goal weight immediately as soon as you start, because you'll be on that path. You won't make excuses. You won't get in your own way if you have a weight loss mindset. Now, on the other hand, if you don't have a weight loss mindset, then even the simplest weight loss tip will feel impossible. And that's all because of what's going on in your mind. That's where it's all at. How can you prove this to yourself? Well, what is one thing that you can do to lose weight that has nothing at all to do with making any kind of a decision or taking any kind of physical action? What would it be? You know, if you don't have a mind, which is your personal computer, steering the ship, then how does the ship move? And the ship is your body. Does that make any sense? Your body is not in control of your mind. Your mind is in control of your life, your behaviors, your actions, your emotions, all of it. Change your mind, and changing your body will be the simplest thing you've ever done. But even hearing me say that, if you don't have a weight loss mindset, it's going to sound impossible. So then it's a catch-22. And then it just comes down to, what do you want for yourself? If you're happy with the results that you're getting with your eating and your weight, keep doing what you're doing because it's working. It's that simple. If you are not happy with the results that you're getting with your eating and your weight, then you need to do something totally different if you want totally different results. Does that make sense? If you want help to do that, and you want coaching, and you want the fastest way to get from where you are to where you want to be, coaching then is the fastest way to do that. If you work with the right coach who has the high-level skills to go to the root of the problems, to go to the root of that web and help you heal that, so that what radiates out of the center of that web is empowerment and self-love, self-esteem, higher self-confidence, everything good that will impact every section of that web that intersects into every area of your life. If you want that and you want my help to do it, then your first step to take is over at www.discovery-session.com. That's www.discovery-session.com. You can apply for a complimentary weight loss discovery session, which is the only way to find out if it would be a good mutual fit for me to coach you through my proven step-by-step system to struggle-free weight loss that I've been coaching my awesome coaching clients through since I started doing this coaching in 2009. That place to start, again, is www.discovery-session.com. I'm JoLynn Braley, permanent weight loss coach, founder of the Inner Self Diet, the most important diet there is, because it's not a food diet. It actually addresses and heals the real problems that are stopping you now from doing what you know you already need to do to lose weight and keep it off. As always, I wish you your best life while living inside of your ideal body. Yay!